Hello, everyone. I have very exciting news. I have just crossed the 1,000 hour threshold, the mythical level 6. And yep, pretty hype about that. I wanted to do a very quick check in video and I guess bring some updates because I didn't even do a 600 hour check in. And yeah, I'm just going to make this video very quickly and give you my thoughts. So, I have made this little Google Sheets that I guess visualizes all the hours that I've done across since November of 2022. And yeah, so I'd like to just talk about my journey, what I've done, and how things are going right now. So, this first graph, let me see, I guess I can make it a little bigger. This first graph, exactly what it says, it's just an hour breakdown categorized on 4 different categories that come from the website. These 3 categories are whenever you enter hours outside of the platform. And so, yeah, you can see when I first started using the program, it was just Dreaming Spanish. And I was hitting maybe 20 hours per month. And then after I had accumulated, I think this was around 130 hours, I started watching Peppa Pig. That was my first TV show that was outside of Dreaming Spanish. I watched Peppa Pig a little bit. I watched Bluey. Those both served me well. And then right around 220 hours, I started doing crosstalk online, and I started doing a lot of it. You can see with this. So that was great because it just instantly started skyrocketing my total monthly hours, a combination of doing crosstalk and a healthy amount of Dreaming Spanish videos. So that was very effective. I really liked doing that, and it made the time pass just so much. Like this was insane. I guess this is my peak. I was doing a little more than 3 hours every day for a month, so that was sick. Yeah, so right around the 600 hour mark was when I started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was very I liked that a lot. Yeah, the time went by quite quickly. And then in October, I moved in with my girlfriend. And so I allowed myself to do like, oh, it's okay if I do 1 hour a day. That's fine, just with all the activity with moving and working at the same time. And then in 2024, work started getting pretty crazy too. So this was like a big shift, both where I live, what my daily routine is, and work picking up. So yeah, these monthly hours just weren't looking too good. And there were times where, because I would reflect back to this sheet like frequently, and I'd be like, wow, like it wasn't how it was before. And there were times where I would pick up the pace, but it didn't stick. And then now I have picked up crosstalk again, and ideally that's going to help me carry through. This is supposed to say August right there. There's something I haven't updated on this sheet to get that to come. But yeah, this is August. It has been a good success. Did a lot of crosstalk and other activity. And I've kind of through August and July, because I was inching towards that 1,000 hour threshold, I have a Kindle at the ready. I've been really looking forward to reading. And similar to how when I first started Dreaming Spanish and I thought, oh, I'll just jump straight into intermediate videos. And then I slowly realized, oh, okay, it's better to follow exactly what they say and do super beginner videos, really warm your brain up to that type of activity. I did the same thing with reading, kind of in July and early August. Maybe it was June and July. I told myself, I was like, oh, I'll just start reading Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief, like something that I read in elementary school. And I was capable of it, but man, was it a strain. And I mean, I had to trudge through each page. It was really difficult. So now, because as soon as I hit like the 980, 990 mark, I got the easiest graded reader from Juan, from Español con Juan. If you guys have heard about that podcast and listened to it, so that I had to pay my respects to Juan. I needed to read his graded readers as well. So I read Hola Lola, and now I'm, what's it called? Un hombre fascinante. Yeah. So I've read this one pretty quickly. And then yesterday I downloaded this and I'm already halfway through it. I'm just trying to blitz through the reading as quickly as I can and, you know, get up to reading more A2, B1, just really prime my brain for other types of books that will interest me. Yeah, I'm really going to dive into reading now that I'm at this 1,000 hour threshold. Yeah, I have some other various graphs that are on here. I'll be sure to share well, I'll be sure to share a link that you guys can use to download this PDF. But here's just my hours over time. Um, these are the different activities broken up. So you'll see that one period where I was doing crosstalk like crazy, moved in, a little bit of crosstalk, work, and yeah, now recently picking it up. Um, yeah, I won't talk too much about these. This one was pretty funny. I ended up needing to take it away and hide it on a different page because during that period of time, this is the graph that I was referencing. Whenever my activity was decreasing with work and life shifting, as soon as I hit below 1 hour per day on average, I was like, oh, I need to pick up the pace. And then so my pace started climbing, and then I was sitting at 2 hours, and I was like, oh, okay, I mission accomplished. And without realizing it, then I would just not put as much. So there was a really funny feedback loop that was happening with this peak and fall over and over again. And then I was like, okay, I should not look at this graph every day. So normally I hide it, but yeah, this just gives context for how much I was doing on a daily basis over time. And now, yeah, we can see that I'm doing 2 hours a day ish. That's good. And this one, I'm actually very proud that I got it to work. But each one of these flat regions is a week, and it's just a weekly summary of how many hours I did. So they're literally peak. I did 50 hours in 2 weeks, which is still like a fraction of what some people on this subreddit do. Like it's pretty crazy. But yeah, this visualizes what I do on a week to week basis, also color coordinated. And then this little table tells me like exactly what it says, live hour count of current week. So that's what I did this past week. Really, I haven't updated Monday. Wait, what's today? Sunday? Yeah, I haven't updated it through, but yeah, that's mostly it. Here is where I enter all this info in. So it's kind of a bit much, but it's not that bad. It's just these 4 columns that are on the left. I just refer to the Dreaming Spanish page and enter it in, and then those graphs generate. And then here's my very primitive reading log with how many hours are on there. I'm sure at some point I'll make it prettier. But yeah, 18,000 words in that book, and then I'll have to find the word count for the other book that I'm reading. And yeah, so talking about the books, The idea is I'm going to continue to read these very easy graded readers and work my way up the reading ladder. How fast that's going to happen, I'm not all that sure. I have also gone to my local library and checked out some nonfiction, very visual based books. Those were some other recommendations from Pablo to read nonfiction. Just it's a bit more tangible, it's a bit easier to digest. So I'll also include a photo of two books that I checked out from my library. And yeah, I will continue to build my reading comprehension. After that feels a bit better, then I plan to read out loud from my books. So the idea behind that is I'm a hybrid case. Like before I came across streaming Spanish, I had spoken a lot. I put a lot of effort into speaking, so the sentence structure and the overall command of the grammar back then was certainly not ideal, we'll say. Like, I'm sure there was a lot of influence from English grammar and direct translations altogether. Ideally, over the past year and 8 months, year and 9 months, however long it's been, ideally, I've forgotten most of those tendencies, but still, like, the idea is I want to read these books out loud and do that for thousands of sentences. Like, read out loud quite a bit to both practice the pronunciation, of course, and get a feel for that and just building muscle memory altogether. But more importantly, say sentences that came from a native brain, you know? Like, the analogy that I've created is if you're learning an instrument and let's say you play the trumpet or the clarinet, when you first start playing, you'll read sheet music that someone else has already composed, someone who knows what they're doing, right? So you can build an intuition for what music is by practicing and processing music that has already been written by someone who's very capable, right? So, what I'm hopefully leaning towards, especially just because I have that previous speaking, that's the main reason why I'm focused on this, is I want to read these books and have these proper Spanish sentences flowing through my output circuits, my output chip. So that is the idea. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking, that if I say thousands of sentences reading out loud from these books, that will build these particular tendencies to speaking, I guess, properly, speaking naturally. And then after I've done that, after I've read however many books out loud, then I plan to, I guess, freestyle, right? Speak on my own accord, put very strong effort into speaking the language on a frequent basis. So, yeah, that is about it. Let me know any questions that y'all have with this, and I'll be sure to answer it.